In this lecture, I am going to demonstrate supervised classification using QGIS 3.14 Pi. Supervised classification. The overall objective of image classification procedures is to automatically categorize all pixels in an image into land cover classes or themes. In supervised classification, the image analyst supervises the pixel categorization process by specifying to the computer algorithm numerical descriptors of the various land cover types present in a scene. Training areas are used to compile a numerical interpretation key that describes the spectral attributes for each feature types of interest. Each pixel in the dataset is then compared numerically to each category in the interpretation key and labeled with the name of the category. Classification methods. Minimum distance to mean classifier. First, the mean spectral value in each band for each category is determined. These values comprise the mean vector for each category. A pixel of unknown identity may be classified by computing the distance between the value of the unknown pixel and each of the category mean. The unknown pixel is assigned to the closest class. One of the limitations of this method is that it is insensitive to different degrees of variance in the spectral response data. Parallel pipe classifier. It takes into account the range of values in each category training set. This range may be defined by the highest and lowest digital number values in each band and appears as a rectangular area. An unknown pixel is classified according to the category range or decision region in which it lies, or as unknown if it lies outside all regions. The multidimensional analogs of these rectangular areas are called parallel pipes. In the presence of covariance, the rectangular decision region fit the category training data very poorly, resulting in confusion for a parallel pipe classifier. Gaussian maximum likelihood classifier. The maximum likelihood classifier quantitatively evaluates both the variance and covariance of the category spectral response pattern when classifying an unknown pixel. An extension of the maximum likelihood approach is the Bayesian classifier. One of the limitations of this method is that large number of computations are required to classify each pixel. Now, I will demonstrate supervised classification method in QGIS. Click on Layers and navigate to Add Layers. Click on Add Raster Layer. Click on Raster Dataset Ellipsis button and select the area of interest prepared in the previous lecture. Select it, click Open, click on Add and Close. Make it a standard false color composite, right click on it, click on Properties, and in the Symbology tab, make it 3:1. Click on Apply and OK. So this is the standard false color composite of the area of interest. So in order to classify this image, we must have a plugin called Semi-Automatic Classification plugin. To get the plugin, you must be connected with the internet. Once you connected with the internet, then click on Plugins, Manage and Install Plugin. Here in the search option, type SCP, that is Semi-Automatic Classification Plugin. Select it, and at the bottom you will get an option for installation. Install the plugin. I have already installed it, and after installation, close the dialog box. Once you install the plugin, you can right click on the menu bar and check the boxes for SCP Editor Edit Toolbar and SCP Working Toolbar. Now the SCP has been added in the menu toolbar. So click on the SCP and click on band set. Now click on the refresh list. Click on the drop down arrow and select area of interest. Now minimize this dialog box. Click on Semi-Automatic Classification Plugin icon and click on Training Input. Click on Create a new training input. Here I will name it as Training Input. Save it. Now the training input has been added in the layer panel. Now click on the Create ROI polygon and select the input pixel. So I will start from the water body. This is River Ganga and I will start from here. So I will draw polygon, right click to close the polygon. So I have taken some sample pixels from the water body from this area, and in the MC ID it will be 1, and I will MC information, I will name it as water body, and CID also name is water body, and at the bottom save temporary ROI to training input. Click on it. So I have taken one sample from here and I will take some sample from here. Right click to close the polygon, and as you can see the CID has been updated as 2. So it is correct. So save it. So I have taken 2 sample of water body. Now I will take some sample of sand. I will take some sample from here. Right click to close the polygon, and in the MCID make it 2 and CID it will be 1. This is the first training input from sand. So MCID will be 2 and name it as sand. CID also it is sand, and save it. So I have taken some training input from here, and now I will take some sample from here. So draw polygon and right click to close the polygon, and see in this CID it has already been updated as 2. So it is correct. Save the signature, and now I will take some sample of vegetation. These are the healthy green vegetation, because in near infrared they appear as very bright red. So these are healthy green vegetation. So I will take some sample of healthy green vegetation from here. Right click to close it, and in the MCID make it 3 and in the CID make it 1 and write vegetation and save it. I will take some sample training input from here. These are also green, healthy green vegetation. So take it and save it. Now I will take some sample of agricultural land also. These are agricultural land. So take some sample pixels from here and right click to close the polygon and make it 4 and in the CID make it 1 and type agricultural land. And save it. Take some input from here also and right click to close it and save it. For demonstration purpose, I am taking only 4 classes, but for any serious research work, you must take some more number of classes and more number of training input. I have taken water body, sand, vegetation and agriculture. Now I have taken samples from 2 sites for each class. Now I will merge this class into one. Click on the water body, press Ctrl and select the second water body class and click on the merge highlighted spectral signature into one and click on yes. So the 2 water body are now merged into a single water body. So this water body is now showing the pixels of both these class sites. Now I will merge the sands also. Select the sand, press Ctrl and click on merge. Click on yes. So the sands are also merged. Now I will merge the vegetation. Click on vegetation, press Ctrl and merge it. Click on yes. And vegetation is also merged. Now click on agriculture, press Ctrl and merge. Yes. So agriculture is also merged. Now I have merged the water body, sand, vegetation and agriculture. And I do not require this classes. So select it and delete. Press delete highlighted items. Yes. Now I have merged the 4 classes: water body, sand, vegetation and agriculture. Now click on classification. Here make sure that the MCID is checked, and in the algorithm there are different options. I will select minimum distance algorithm and keep the other options as default and click on run. Now name the file. So I will name it as supervised and in the format keep it in TIFF format. Click on save. And now the system has classified the entire image based on the training input that I have given. Now I will modify the colors. Close this dialog box and right click on the layer supervised and click on properties and there are 4 classes, so this one is not required, so delete it. And in the colors, I will change the colors, so double click on it, and for water body I will select this color, so click on OK. For sand I will use this color, and for vegetation I will select this color, and for agriculture I will select this one. Click on OK. So if the colors if it looks good, then it's fine, otherwise you can change it later also. Click on apply and OK. So this is the supervised classification, and the entire image has been classified based on the training input that I have fed into the system. So I have supervised the entire classification procedure. So you can see the image now, that the entire image is showing 4 classes that I have defined. If you define more number of classes, then the system will classify accordingly. So it depends on the experience of the analyst, and it is very necessary to have a very good idea of the area on which you are working before you proceed for classification. So to get an idea about the area on which you are working, it is very good to consult some ancillary sources of information like topographical map or Google Earth or Google Maps. In QGIS, there is a very good option for consulting ancillary sources of information. So first connect to the internet, and then click on web and navigate to Quick Map Services, and click on search QMS panel. Here type Google, it may take some time, and scroll down and select Google Map and click on add. Now in the background you can see that Google Map has been added, and you can see that this part of the river Ganga stretches from Dhulian on the top to Lal Gola at the bottom. So I'm working over this area, and you can explore further. You can zoom in and zoom out, and you can check this and uncheck this to see and get yourself familiar with the area before proceeding for classification. In this way, you can consult other sources of information also and get yourself familiar with the area. So this is the basic method in which you can classify an image using supervised classification technique in QGIS.